This is not a game, it's a life that I'm taking, and I want to make sure my shot is an ethical shot.
Hunting, all that anxiety, like, you better get that quick out of your head. There's something about hunting that once you, it seems like when you look at it on the surface, it seems so straightforward. But then once you start doing it, it's very much like martial arts, where you're like, God damn, there's a lot of layers to this shit.
On the third day, we had a setup where there was 5 different stations. We had 3 rounds at each station, and they all mimic something you might come across in an actual hunt where you're out in nature. The first station, we had 3 shots from 3 different positions. One where the rifle had to touch a log. Second one was your rifle had to touch the bag or the stand, and the third shot had to be from the tree or a tree branch. And so it mimicked a real life situation where you're not gonna have a perfect shot where you can sit on a chair, so we had to be adamant with that. Second station was where we got our heart rate up a little bit. We had some GoRuck sandbags, we carried them up, then we had to place them down on the ground and then take our shot. And this was a shot where there's lots of tall grass. You had to make sure you were in a certain parameters between the 2 flags. And I think it was very important because you might have to hike to a position and then you might see that game or that animal and you have to take that shot immediately. Rob and Peter from R&K Hunting were very adamant. Like, if you're not 100% sure about your shot, you're 75%, then don't take it. Wait till you're 100% sure, because if you injure the animal and you draw blood, that's your animal and you need to make sure you close that deal.
Another beautiful day in paradise.
The third station, we had to position ourselves with our bag and a log. We had to make sure we had those 3 shots from that position. Couldn't really move. I like that because we're actually on our prone position and I can use my chest against my bag and the log to stabilize myself. The fourth station, we hiked up a little bit further, and then we had the log and our bag that we could utilize as well, but we also had some tree branches and leaves in our way, so you had to reposition your rifle to make sure you had the best shots. For the 5th station, we had to hike up a little further up, and we had 2 options from this. We could either be standing off of a tripod or sitting off of a tripod. I automatically went to the sitting position as I'd be able to have my legs and my butt on the ground, giving me a more stable position. Once we got the rifle into that tripod, then we loaded our magazine and time started, and we only had 3 minutes at each station to fire those 3 shots. I felt really comfortable, again, had 100% on my shots. Those are the 5 different stations. I loved them all. I think I was a little more favoritism of the second station, where I had to do a little bit of fitness in terms of running with the sandbags, but again, having some good aerobic base I think is important. Also having the leg strength is important because you have to climb, hike, but also recover, calm down your breath, and take your shot. So I absolutely loved the Modern Hunter course. It was a 3-day course. We covered anything from zeroing out your rifle, making adjustments, looking at our targets, and then shooting short and long range, so 100 out to 1,000 meters. I love that the instructors were very adamant about making adjustments and learning so you knew exactly what you needed to do if you didn't have an instructor out there. I also love that we talked about gear, what we need to pack, how many pieces of equipment you need to bring or clothing. I also love that we talked about game in terms of packing our game, cutting our game, and highlighting that aspect. A few things that were sprinkled throughout the course was shooting in wind, shooting down into like a valley, or shooting up. That gave us a variety of applications when you go out to the real world or into a real hunt, that you're not going to have a perfect range that's everything down, no obstacles. So I really loved that. I love that the instructors were also very open to any questions they had. It was a very fluid course. They were very open to being able to make sure we had everything answered and everything that we would need for a hunt, and also giving us ideas of what you need for a tag, the process for that, and also what it would entail in terms of length of duration, 2 days, a week, 7 days, etc. So out of the entire experience, I recommend it highly to anyone that's interested in looking to get into hunting or learn a little bit more about hunting. Great instructors, great facility, and of course being outdoors in the nature really makes you connect with that. So I think it's really important to take this opportunity, whether this course is coming up this year, next year. Highly recommend it. I learned so much. I now really want to go for a hunt this year.